That's the sound of the whole fandom last week when, spoilers, when Kureha was obliterated and slimed out of existence and blasted into a banksy. Actually, it was more like... which I totally understand. I, for one, have been complaining about the lack of Kureha or the lack of the use of any of the female characters all this time since we started watching the show live every week. And so have the group of lovelies who have joined me in the growing torment this show has been giving us. We have several incredible female characters, and then they do nothing with them. Lord Sixhh as Kureha, Minami, Nem, Nasuka, the lady? Sorry. But episode 35 was the final straw for many fans, and fair enough. It was a shit show. But is it the fault of the writers? Well, they could take some of the blame, yeah, for sure. But was it also something else? Yuzuki Hirakawa is the actress who played, Rita Kaniska from King Oja, which again, beautifully casted. But more recently, she of course also plays Kureha Miyamoto in Kamen Rider Z, a character we have all fallen in love with and are intrigued by their story, but also are kind of reeling in the fact that she is not with us anymore. Hirakawa is a Toku alumni alongside Shin Koyanagi, who plays number 5, who we still don't know the name of. But they are two of the lords who are involved in the very extended, elongated, convoluted, and jam-packed full of character storyline, and they often feel forgotten in the many arcs and side plots of Zets. So do a lot of the characters though. Even some of the main character arcs and developments are only really relevant because of this random character in the background who we barely see any of, beautifully put by Angler and the Log in their video on the matter. By the way, I just want to let everyone know I was planning on doing a video about this last week when this episode came out, but due to conventions and the lack of time, I only got my video out now and Angler and the Log beat me to it. So do go watch that video on this too when you have time, as it's a very well made video. But back to the situation, Kureha and this. People have been reeling and asking me for my opinion on what happened, saying, oh, I'm not gonna like this, and to be honest, I wasn't really happy. The lack of attention and then the rushed death after a long time of weirdness for not just her, but all the female characters, it felt crappy. Hence people are rushing to this being a sexist issue, and it mostly is, kind of. You know me, I love to see females henshin and do it for themselves, fight for what they believe is right, to have the opportunity to fight for themselves even, to not be pushed aside anymore, and to see someone like me transform is what makes me so grateful when we get even one. You would think, oh my god, Kezza, you had a female rider who you could see yourself in, now chill out. But she's now gone, and even then, is she a rider or was she just a lord? Because even though she transformed, all the people from Code seem to just be quote-unquote lords. Which, if this is a King Oja reference, I like it. But this just feels a little off to me, as finally, when we get a female to Henshin, after having no one in Gav, yes, I'm still salty, this feels almost as if this is a way around calling them a rider due to the issues they faced with Gottschalk. That being a writing issue and a directing issue, not an issue with her specifically. A writer-writing issue, if you would. But I'm getting a little distracted from the topic. It feels off, and I can't blame anyone from being pissed. But let's talk about Hirakawa first and why she was even casted. Hirakawa was apparently cast partly due to her skill in basketball, something that is even highlighted on her website. For that one episode many arcs ago where she played basketball once, which is wild. But for that specific arc, they needed someone who could play against Arena Nasuka in this particular character's debut. Also, apparently there was similar crew from King Oja, so it seemed the perfect fit. And she was great as Kureha. She did the action, she did the acting, and the depth of the character so well. And to be honest, she survived a lot more in the show than I expected. You can say the same thing about fucking 5. Why are you still here? partly due to their alumni status. I assumed that after 22, both 5 and 6, who were brutally killed by Nox with a real gun, that would be the end of the story. But they ended up returning with the rest of the cast after the time reset, going back to episode 2 on the timeline. It fixed a lot of problems that happened within the plot, but in doing that, all the character work we saw with Nasuka and Kureha's friendship blossoming again gets revoked. I mean, a lot of stuff got revoked after that reset, like the fact that Fujimi wasn't a shitty person anymore, and then now he's gone back to being the same, kind of. Anyway, but we saw Nasuka being so distraught and wanting to rush off to kill off Nox to avenge Kureha in that timeline, which was perfect for her and her plot that was building up to this moment. I was like, oh my gosh, I feel this, and she will avenge Kureha, and I can't wait to see that happen. Then the reset happened, and we are back to square one on all character development. Yeah, I get why they did it. It's clever. We didn't even think about it. It could be all a dream. It was clever. It was clean. But for now, let's keep going. Later on in this current timeline, Kureha was again beaten, put in the hospital, and was in a coma. And then 10 episodes of no Kureha, they return episode 35 to then get defeated by Freaky 3 and killed for almost exposing Code Somnia once again! Hey everybody, I just wanted to stop by and say, hey, you should subscribe so I don't die in space. Like, to come and help me. The more people who save me, the more I can spend time in my ship, and I'm kind of out of the ship right now. So please subscribe and like, and let us know in the comments what you guys think of these kind of videos. I'm going to try and make a lot more videos like this, where I'm going to be talking to you guys about the shows, but in more detail. I hope you guys are really excited for that, and please give me a like so I can get back inside. I need help. After everything we went through last time, to then straight away everyone forgetting or getting stuck in a dream, etc., we feel nothing this time for her death. We haven't even gotten Nasuka feeling that loss so bad and the need for her to avenge Kureha. Where's that scream? Where's the cry? Where's the emotional weight? Where's the point, in fact? It felt so rushed. It felt lazy. And as Angler and Log said in their video, it is wasted potential. Is it sexist? Maybe. Because it sure feels like that on the surface, because like no one cares. In the show, like the writing doesn't care, the characters don't seem to care, but I wanted to add one extra thing to this discussion. Kureha's actor, Hirakawa, may have just been too busy for the role, and that may be why we are having this discussion today. Hirakawa wanted to still work during the filming of this show. There was rumors of her still doing studies and projects on the side, but overall, she was just too busy for the role. And that, of course, will and actually has highly affected her time as Kureha, and maybe has affected the whole show badly. But that isn't on Hirakawa fully. It's also on the writers, it's on the casting directors, it's on the scheduling. It's a shit situation that has highly impacted the feel of the show, the writing, the pacing, the setup of the plot, and maybe is why we have this question of, is it sexist? My opinion on the situation is it all depends on what they do from now on. Will anyone take on the mantle to avenge Kureha's unjustly death other than Baku? Will anyone remember her and make her death have more weight other than Baku? Will anyone actually do something about this other than Baku? Obviously we have Nem and Minami and Zero, but like when it comes to this, I'm thinking more about like the scene that we've now missed out on from the first timeline with Nasuka, because that felt so powerful. It made everything worth it. Will anyone actually do something about this other than Baku to make them more than just background fluff? I know Baku is the main character. What I'm saying is, when the fuck are we actually gonna make Kureha's death mean something? And when are we gonna get a female rider to take her mantle? Because it's about fucking time. I honestly understand the frustration. It feels like they just killed her off and no one cares. It hasn't affected the story because no one remembers. Nasuka isn't like this. We had a female who Henshined. She disappears for 10 episodes, then returns only to get her butt kicked into oblivion, and all the other females so far have done fuck all. A man always coming over to take charge. And I guess that's my issue. We have all these incredible women, and now that one of them's gone, I'm just like, okay, now what? I can already tell people are gonna be like, Kezza, calm the fuck down. It's not that serious. But like, just hear me out. The lady went into the dream with her device to save them, and then Nox took it from her. Nem, who has had the power of dream learning and is connected specifically to nightmare powers and has started to shift the world around her, is just waiting by as the female damsel in distress. Minami, who had a monster form and transformed and fought, but then Baku took it out of her, which is fair, she neutered it out, but only once has she held a gun after her being revealed to be a trained agent. And a little side note here, I get it that she isn't like one of the main riders, but like she has training. She is a agent in some respect. She could do more. And finally, Nasuka, who has been kicking and itching for a fight from the get-go, and is a trained officer who has direct emotional connection to the stakes in this current situation, has still done nothing. Do you see what I mean? To be honest, I kind of wished 5 would have died instead, because he has, again, done nothing. And there's no emotional connection to him to the plot yet. Though he did have one redeeming moment, finally, in episode 37, where he is loyal. Good boy. Good guard dog. But is he connected to Nasuka? No. Is he connected to Fujimi? No. Is he connected to anything other than code? No! But Kureha, if their death and their character wasn't important, why make it seem so? Why give us this heart-wrenching moment in the past timeline of her death, making it seem a lot more compelling and making it seem like it was so much more important to the plot and to the development of Baku, which it was in the first timeline. But then to do this is maddening. But anyway, that is my overall thoughts on this Kureha situation. Is it sexist writing or just conflicts in scheduling overall? It could definitely be both. We do have some time for the other females or other characters to do something to fix this Kureha situation, or at least try and make it more meaningful in the last 10-something episodes we have left. Though saying that, I still hate it. The only female who Henshin so far, and she goes without any thought. Ugh. Though what I say is, it depends on how they go about her death from now on. Does Nasuka finally get up in arms and wants to take over her fight? Does she finally get the revenge she wanted last timeline? In my mind, only Nasuka's reaction and what she does next will determine for me if this is sexist writing or written this way on purpose. Or just a matter of scheduling. Or even, is this just women baiting? Because that's some shit I can't deal with. First gay baiting and now women baiting? Shut up. Anyway, let me know what you think, as this, I think, is a very good discussion to have with everyone. Because you know me, I will talk about if something is sexist until the moon comes up and goes back down again. I will chat about this situation a lot. But I think this is a very morally grey, or a grey situation where it's not just black and white. There's reason for why Kureha disappeared. There's reason why Hirakawa can't be Kureha anymore. It just sucks in the plot, in the development of this show. But I just wanted to put my 2 cents in there, being a woman and feeling all these emotions and being angry for Kureha, but also trying to understand it from a production point of view. But either way, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time. And make sure to check out the logs and anglers video on this situation as well. Anyway, see you next time. Bye!